Alright, y'all, I am so excited about today's film review session. We have the man who got 5th place in the Paris 2024 Olympics representing Team USA. He was also the youngest person to ever qualify for an AVP main draw. Today, we're getting our volleyball reviewed by Miles Partain. He's one of those knowledgeable, in-depth guys out there on the scene right now, and I'm so excited to get the chance to learn from him. Hope you guys enjoy. What if we kind of skimmed through the game and you pointed out areas that were like, okay, this is the highest value thing you could have done in that rally. So it's like, okay, this one was defense, that one was serving.
Oh, okay. This is great. Yeah, if you're a right-sided, shorter right-side player, I highly recommend playing right side instead of left side. So that's good that you're already doing that. And then really recommend getting a lot of wrist away mobility in your shoulders and spine, and then being able to pair sharp line slap with a line swing with high line and deep middle and a crappy cut shot, and just tie that all up in a bow and call it a day for your.
Is it crafty or crappy?
Crappy cut shot. Yeah. High and loopy, not necessarily deep, just to keep them honest. But I would work with this half of the court, including the middle primarily, the line half, and really dial in all your offensive attacks. So, I mean, one of that hit was deep middle, so I like that. If you hit sharp angle, I'd be like, I don't like sharp angle from shorter guys on the right. Personally, I think it's a low percentage attack. Let's see here. Good set, but not say setting. Be cool if, yeah. All right, that looks like that's points over. Middle serve, okay. Let's see how you move to this pass. Yeah, the ball, you had to move. I would say, I mean, if you can you need more hip abduction to get in this position. I don't know if you have that, but I mean, ideally, most serves are a step and a shuffle away, step, shuffle, pass, and a shuffle is 2 steps. So I would take that first step in the direction of the ball at least. It looks like you didn't even really take that first step. Like, you can take a pretty big first step, push with that outside step. Of course, that's the, so you'd push with that outside leg, step with that inside leg towards the middle. And then once you get that step big enough, put that foot on the ground and then drag your outside leg. You can drag it. So take a really big step and then drag. And then that way you could probably avoid going to your knees, which always sucks for approach angles and vision and rhythm, but given that, let's say you just started here, that's a good shot. Yeah, I like putting it down the line. Deep is safe if you're off the net. Was that in?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, that's a good shot. I'm not a fan of right side cut shots like that. I don't think they're high percentage, but when they go in, they're good. You had a good arm slot on that. It was kind of behind your body. If you are gonna, I would say, risk a outside hand cut shot or sharp hit, as a shorter player, you want to get that arm slot kind of behind your head. It helps with the rotation of the upper rotation of your shoulder.
That's interesting. I've never heard someone say that, but it makes sense.
Yeah, the basic concept is if you rotate your shoulders with a straight up and down spine, they maintain the same altitude. But if you tilt back and rotate, they'll change altitudes. And it's just easier to stay tilted back or bending back if it's behind you a little bit. And especially for cut back, that extension or bending back goes away. The medical term is like thoracic extension or spine extension, but I just say bend back because that's simpler. Hide this ball. Good pass. You have good finish footwork. I love short line. If they're going to pull on you, punish them short and then go deep, especially if you're not able to just pound it. That's what I would recommend. And just play with one half of the court. Just get that other guy out of there and just focus on playing short deep with the blocker. And hopefully the blocker's worse at defense too. And just in general, cut shots are the lowest percentage shot. They're good when they go in, but they're so set dependent. And if they dig it, it's easy to kill. Let's see. These are all my opinions. People might argue with them. And some people have really good cut shots. Like Andy Benish has a great cut shot. Like I would tell him to do it a lot. His cut shot's super stable, but for most people, I feel like they get errored or dug. It's good plays, nothing super here. Nothing yet.
I got tired.
Yeah, looks like everybody's tired. All right, just on that one, just get really mad at your partner for optioning, and that's the highest thing for that play.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. And it's just like they get mad. I like that. I mean, when the set's good, like it's on the net, meaning good. You can hit sharp if you want. It's just so once it gets like a foot, the variability off and tight like that. Like if it's especially off, like the angle for the sharp is like totally different, and so it's tough to predetermine it. Like you need to wait to see the sets on the net before you do a sharp right side cut shot or hit. But the one you did there was fine. I forget where it was.
Right there.
Yeah, this one. Like that set was tight, so you can do it. Good arm slot, good internal rotation on your finish. I think it was. Yeah, it was good. Looks stable too. It just needs to be like a kind of a tight set, because if that set was off like 6 more inches, I think that hit would have hit the net, and then on the foot it would be like the middle of the net, and you need to be able to hit the same shot whether it's a foot or 2 feet more off the net.
Yeah,
like,
that makes sense.
Like, oh no, I can't do the shot anymore. Like that's like a recipe for having to like switch out your default attack selection like too frequently. That's a good shot by that guy, I think. Yeah,
I'm setting him too high.
You're setting that's good. There is like a peripheral vision element to setting, but it's a little more advanced. Where you just peripherally try and find your partner and just adjust to whatever their approach rhythm is. But no, I don't think. I mean, yeah, I was a little high, but you could also say he was early. It's always like a dance, but I think he should have waited. He just kind of kept running. But if he's not going to wait, and it's just you just know he's not, then yeah, I would have set it a little lower. And the way you would have maybe been able to see that, without having communicated about it before, is that peripheral vision thing. So try and lock onto them while you're also looking at the ball. And another big thing with peripheral vision is you can get tunnel vision or that horse blinder vision if you're focused on something close to you, like if you put your finger by your eyes and like or like your watch right next to your eyes and try and read the brand of the watch you're wearing, like your eyes will, I think, dilate or the opposite of that. And then, but if you look wide and like far away, your peripheral vision increases a lot. And so I'd make sure to look through the ball at something far away so you can increase your peripherals to hopefully like pick up your partner. And it's the same thing for hitting. Yeah, it was okay. I would recommend, if you pass it there, kick in to here. Like you got to get your ass or butt over there and then approach straight into the court. That would be my opinion. I think this approach angle from a left to right set coming from the right side outside in is a recipe for just a difficult attack. So I would kick in like 10 feet and try and come in straight. It might end up being kind of a curve, or kick in and come inside out and have the set land in the middle. So you'd have to kick in a little past the middle to make it inside out.
That makes sense.
Yeah, good footwork, left, right set. Your hands are good. Like I wouldn't like spend much time practicing setting at this point. I would not practice jump setting. I'm
probably never going to practice that.
I would just try and get good at bump setting and stand and hand setting. And then if those are actually like really good, then you could try. I would do like your timing step earlier, like we talked about, or later here. Like you took it here if it was 5 steps, or even, and it's gotta be slow to fast too. Like you're kind of with the 5 step, you can kind of go fast the whole time, but it's still slow to fast, and small to big. So just
I hate seeing myself do that step right there. The one that like caused me to miss it into the net where I'm like early and I have to like retime myself.
Yeah. Let's see this one. Yeah, that one where it's your shin angle is negative or backward, which is it's like a given if you're slowing down. And yeah, you want to keep those positives, but like like a actual like leading indicator to doing that is, so you see it's higher than you probably are approaching for right now, and you're like trying to figure out what to do. I would, I mean, you need a break. Like, it's not like you're just going to speed by it, jump and whiff the ball and just have it land. Like, you have to slow down. So I just slow down. Like, you're already on your right foot now, but I would slow down with your left, which you did. But then from here, you just got to take a huge backswing, and then you need hip shoulder separation, which you had very little of here.
I struggle with that generally.
Hip shoulder separation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Getting it to dislocate or disassociate with the hip is huge. And I mean, have you seen the world's greatest stretch on?
I have. I do before practice.
Oh, great. Okay, so the world's greatest stretch, I would just keep doing. And yeah, it's just a type of stretch on the ground.
He's doing it way better than I am here. I'm clearly half-assing it in my warm-ups.
You need to really like almost aggressively do it in a way, and we'll follow it with your eyes. And with that support hand on the ground, you needed it to be pushing away from your front foot the other direction to assist in the rotation, and you got to get mobile. And then another huge thing is thoracic extension. I would do these with a volleyball. So go to a wall or the pole or a net with a volleyball and do these, because you need to have good extension. Like, you should be able to, this is kind of extreme, but you maybe a little closer to the wall, but like you should be able to breathe through it. A lot of people find where that they do this and they're like not able to breathe. Breathing's really belabored, and I would just recommend like feeling through that. And but yeah, I would, you just have to, because that's the 6 separations are trunk twisting, trunk bending back, and trunk side flexion. Those are the first 3 of the 6 separations for hitting. But the first one, trunk twisting, and trunk extension for the second one, those are huge. And you didn't get a whole lot of, you got some extension, but not much of the other one. And the way you do it is this glute right here, the one with the back pocket, you have to thrust it forward, like almost artificially, especially if you don't have a full approach. You have to like force it. And then you got to pull that dominant shoulder back. And that non-dominant arm can also assist in rotating back farther. If you look at a tennis serve load, for example, you can see here like their non-dominant arm is like helping, it's like super high and like helping them rotate. And so you didn't have a whole lot of that. So just when you have that break and you only got you're just doing a 2-step approach, just accept it. Like, you thought the set was going to be lower and it wasn't. And so you got to like kind of force everything, like force that glute forward, force that shoulder back, force that non-dominant arm up. And you got to make it loose so it's easy, because you have to do it all in the air. And the more you can separate, you know, sometimes people think like, if I do a lot of hip shoulder separation and then I have to close the gap, it's going to take too long. I don't jump in high enough to do that. But the more you separate, the faster you'll close the gap and you make up the time. So it's like the same as less separation, or maybe even easier. So I like that. I like that shot. I would really highly recommend watching Plavins from Austria, Hubers from Austria. I'd watch Trevor Crabb. I'd watch Taylor Crabb. From Taylor on the right side. A lot of those guys, they're playing with the line a lot. Taylor's a little more angle swing, but those other guys play with the line a lot. And I'd recommend that. It's like the only way I see like a shorter right side, or even just a shorter beach player like being good. I'm like, you need to play on the right side. Like, you almost have to. And you need wrist away mobility to be able to hit high line and sharp line.
I used to hit like every single time I'd go inside out high line. I kind of went away from it a little bit. So you're kind of saying I should go back to it a bit more.
Oh, I think absolutely. I mean, the hit here that you did, this next one, to me, I'm like, just like meh with it. I know it's like a good hit, but it might be a little more rewarding if there's no blockers. But if you want to get to a AA level, the blockers will become a thing. But even those other guys, if you just hit middle and sharp line, you don't need to hit that deep shot. But you have more court because it's a diagonal to the corner. And so being shorter, if you can curl it back, but just cut back hits are easier to read, easier to dig. They go out easier. The spin doesn't curl down as well. I'm not a fan of them, but you need to, unless you do it really well, it's like pretty rare, but you can. but you need the mobility for it. You need a lot of shoulder mobility, like my dumbbell arm routine on Instagram. Like you need to be able to do those, I would say, and you need to have a good amount of trunk rotation and extension, or else I wouldn't try it because you're not going to be able to do it. But I would still just face it more and make it less inside out and just straight ahead of you. That's my opinion. I mean, it does look like you're a little more crossbody dominant, but maybe that's because you've been focusing on it, like you said. Do you think you're crossbody dominant or more inside out?
I would always go like wrist away, like this.
Okay. I'm curious what you mean by that, like what it actually looks like, because like I would watch Alexander Horst from Austria. I would watch him do a high line, and that's what I mean by it.
I want to find a clip. While you talk, I'll find a clip.
Sorry, I thought you were going to give me one of Horst. I was like, wow, how'd you find Horst at like a random beach? Oh, love it. I would go back to that. Tilted shoulders, more outside in approach angle. Did somebody tell you to stop doing this?
I just wanted to diversify my game a bit because then I was playing so much on the line that like I wasn't hitting any cuts or like swinging much.
Yeah. I mean, I would dial that shot in. Get it like almost 7 out of 10 over there. Like really high with that finish too. Because that finish right there where you hit it and then you kick with that dominant leg and your shoulders are shoulder over shoulder. Because that's what I want my clients to look like. Like if you go to this video, I want their shoulders to be in a straight line almost like this. That's how I try to hit cutback and wrist away. And you don't look like that when you hit cutback. Most people don't, but a lot of people do in wrist away. And if you can successfully do it cutback, then I would say, oh yeah, keep doing cutback. It's just harder because you really want to lose the trunk extension that's needed to throw the shoulder up. But you totally did it here. And so yeah, I would do more of this, much more of it. Try and get that same thing to cross the net super low and go short. As far as what they're doing, it's kind of harder to tell. This one, a higher leverage thing could be passing. I'm a big fan of taking it on your side. So pick a side, left or right. You can move side to side like a sliding glass door, but then I would also recommend after you sliding glass door to wherever you're going to pass to pivot open like a pivot door or hinge door. And you pivoted here just fine. Yeah, you did pivot, but I would say once you pivot, what I'm trying to do is like reverse the pivot after I pivot. And that helps me like turn into the ball. And now like, since I've gotten a lot more into those 6 separations as of this year for hitting, I try and have some hip shoulder separation with passing. Because it gives you effortless passing power where you don't have to really like force it. And so you got to jut that back hip a little bit forward. Oh, I see your video. So that shoulder, there's some dissociation from the shoulder, and then is there like a really good or really bad hit you didn't know why? Oh, I love that shot. The poke short and then poke deep to complement that.
These next couple points are like a couple good plays for me. I feel like it might be worth seeing, and then we just lose in the 20s.
Oh, that was a good wrist away attempt from that guy, from your partner. That was a good wrist away contact. I like that. You turned your hips to it. You see your arm finish a little to the left over your head. That's the finish I want to see. That's like, that looked like Taylor Crabb's finish, to be honest. Yeah, I would really, and on the right side, I would fight to get under the ball and fade backwards. So on the left side, get under it and fade backwards. So wrist away is more option, or is more available. And approach straighter, like towards the middle on the left side. So wrist away's in the court.
Nothing interesting in the rest of the game.
Outside in. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I would just say last thing, if you're like gonna go this wrist away route, I would approach towards the middle, more straight on the left side, and then kind of a banana curve outside, inside out, and then curves around to outside in by the end of it. And all that does is kind of bias you towards a wrist away dominance, attack profile, because wrist aways in the court in those 2 scenarios, as opposed to out of bounds. And so, yeah, and I would do the opposite if you wanted to hit cut back. That was a really
Nice.
good dig. Great dig. Corkscrew kind of dig, sort of.
Thanks.
But it was full extension. Yeah. Nice, dude. It's fun. It's fun. You're in a really fun stage of volleyball right now, I think.
It has been fun.
Getting better fast, which is, that's, you're not like at a plateau. Like I'm more of a plateau where I'm more looking at anatomy and vertical jump and little things, but like, and you also have a ton of it down. I mean, you are at a lot of the plateau as well, but just less so than me. And it's fun when you're getting better fast.
It is, yeah.
Well,
thank you, Miles. Appreciate your time.
Yeah, thanks, Nate.